I know what GS, gender studies.
Yeah, I don't know what.
She's probably somewhere between Mao and Stalin. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to come back to that.
What? Elaborate, please.
And then we have John Galt here. You guys should get Farha back on the show. She's cool, and the respectful disagreement makes things entertaining. Destiny 2, great podcast, Brian. Keep it up. Yeah, we're gonna have Destiny back. I think Farha, we have her next week. So yeah, we should have her back on. Thank you, John Galt. Really appreciate the donation, man. Thank you. And then we have Sweet Tooth. Hey, Sweet Tooth, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for all the support last show. Really appreciate it. You dropped like a ton of memberships last show, so thank you so much. That was a super stressful stream for me. It was technical issues out the wazoo. So thank you. She belongs to the streets. Who's this in reference to?
Guess.
Clarify, Sweet Tooth 989. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, so let's go back to you really quick. You study gender studies at UCLA.
Yes, I do.
But you consider yourself like a moderate, right-leaning?
100%, yes.
But isn't gender studies like a pretty
liberal major, yes.
Liberal,
100%.
like feminist?
Yes, and when I started out, I was very passionately liberal, like throughout high school, and then kind of when I started getting into like politics, I guess in middle school, I would have considered myself a liberal. But kind of COVID, and then I went to a Black Lives Matter protest, and I had a pretty bad experience there. I could get into that like later on if you wanted me to, or if I could explain it now, whatever you want. But yeah, it just kind of spewed over into a lot of things, and I noticed the world kind of just breaking down into chaos, and I just had a switch, I guess. Yeah.
And wait, so remind me, you're 20, is that correct?
Correct.
When did you kind of switch to become more conservative? Or moderate, I guess?
Like 2020, I would say, is when it kind of started. And then now, like, I very much can articulate my opinions, I guess.
I'm just curious, though. I mean, you're studying gender studies, but I mean, it sounds like your switch occurred prior to you entering school at UCLA. So why did you go into that field? In the beginning of it, like COVID, I guess, I was still like very socially liberal, but I kind of, COVID just like started to make me uneasy, I guess. Right.
And just kind of all the censorship surrounding it. And so that was just kind of the beginning of it. And then I started with like the classes, and I enjoyed them in the beginning, but then like I went to a Black Lives Matter protest, and I was walking with my friends, and we're chanting, doing the whole thing, and then
did you get jumped?
No, I was not jumped, but basically there's an interviewer there, and I had like this sign, and like me and my friends are having a good time, and I'm like wanted to just shake the sign in front of the news reporter basically, and she kind of just asked me a question. She's like, "Oh, why are you out here today?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I believe in the principles of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I believe in peace and equality," and just kind of the basic rundown, And then these two girls started like harassing me, and the newscaster, they were just like, "Why would you interview a white girl at a Black Lives Matter protest? This is ridiculous." And then the girls came up to me and were like, "Next time, check your privilege and hand the mic over to a person of color." And I just started.
Yikes.
Yeah,
okay.
like I was just out there like talking about Martin Luther King and like spewing what you guys are supposed to be out here talking about, and that's not even good enough. So that was the start of it, and then like I just started to see in media and pop culture that like there was just this like disdain towards white people, and it's kind of alarming, quite honestly,
So you got red pilled.
I got red pilled.
You got
yes,
red pilled.
but
okay.
also white pilled because I.
What is white?
Moderate. That's like another term for it, I guess.
I've never heard the white pill.
Yeah, white pill.
White pill?
Yeah, white pill. Just like your
sedative?
body.
I thought it was
Yeah, you're neither. I guess it could be a purple pill because blue and red together makes purple, but
What's that TikTok song? It's like, something. She said she liked purple, so I blew her back out and left her on red.
Welcome,
That one
No.
took a turn.
Get it? Because don't let that go over your head. Because blue is purple.
welcome to California. Yeah.
But-
I'm sorry.
yeah, no. I can't even remember where I was going with that now, but
You're
Yeah.
studying gender studies.
Yes.
But you're still in it. How do you not feel the need to just throw yourself off a building every time you're in a gender studies class?
I'll be honest, I don't go to class a lot, which kind of
Is it
tells
all-
you something about gender studies.
Is it online?
You get away with that?
Yeah, I get away with it.
Are you gonna switch your major? Or are you just gonna try to?
No, I'm too far along. Like I would have to. I don't really like school. I went and I started with gender studies because I was interested in it. I knew I could get good grades, and I knew I could get the degree. And my grandma told me when I was a kid that nobody can ever take a degree away from you. And that was just kind of important to me. I didn't really give a fuck about what the major I chose was. I wanted to do something after, like more creative, like start a business or go into creative projects like content creation. And I don't think I need a major for that. You know,
Well, I was gonna say with a gender studies degree, that's probably like the joke is often like you're basically unemployable.
Well,
But with all the like DIE shit, you could probably like infiltrate like
oh,
some
100%.
company and then
Like,
just
that was my original plan. I wanted to go into HR. So there is a lot
and,
of
like
stuff.
actually be based in HR, like not
Yeah.
be a fucking cuck in HR. You know?
Yeah, no, and that was kind of like my original plan with it, is to go into HR.
Psyop
Sorry.
the HR department, exactly.
Yeah, do HR, but you can also like go and work in news or media. You could go and run a business on your own, or you could become like a lot of not fire departments, police departments are actually looking for like DEI majors because
Why?
to appear more
Why?
equitable, like
Oh my God, failed
Wait,
society.
DEI,
It's over.
diversity, equity.
and inclusion. Yeah.
Start learning
Okay.
Chinese, guys. It's done. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what was I gonna say? I don't know. Good times.
Yeah, it's good times. I mean, I want to kill myself half the time.
Jesus, this
Like
chick.
when when the like lecture slide comes
She
up
means
and it
that
says,
metaphorically.
"Oh, I'm so
YouTube
sorry. I'm
moderators.
YouTube
Bro, this chick's gonna
moderators.
get the fucking shit she's talking about BLM. And,
I'm so sorry." So sorry.
bro,
I think
someone
it's
put a
good
filter
that
on
you're
this.
challenging
talk about
yourself and like
BLM.
being in an environment
Well, I
that's
mean,
opposite to
what's
what you
going on with
believe.
them?
Like,
Yeah, that was why I
I did
stuck
that in
with it.
college, and that's what I think was like so fruitful about my experience.
Yeah, and like that is what ultimately made me decide to stick with it. Was I was like, okay, I want to be like fully armed with all of the opposing arguments so that like I can not only create like a decision for myself as to what do I believe, but also what like be able to argue it from both sides, basically, you know, and like have really nuanced conversations with people about it.
Yeah, I agree. I went to Berkeley, and I always say it made me a better conservative.
I'm kind of studying creative direction to get into the content creating field and stuff, which is actually doing me really
Into the
well.
mic.
Oh, I'm studying creative direction to get into that field, and it's doing me pretty good. I'm learning a lot.
All right, we have Bob Loblaw. Bob Loblaw, 100. I can't pronounce that. White pill means you have hope for the future, and black pill means you have no hope for the future. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. We have
Interesting. I did not know that.
Odin with the 99. Thank you, man. Thank goodness nobody is hitting on Nick this time. For the group, what job and degree is the biggest red-green flag for dating versus hookup? Why that specific job? Odin, hey, thank you, man. Yeah, we'll go around the table on this really quick.
Okay.
Let's start with you. Go ahead.
I guess to me it's more about like the person someone is, like, because I think you can meet someone at any point on their journey, and so it's about like their efforts and where they are, and like I don't look at a partner based off of like what they've achieved, but kind of how they're showing up, the efforts that they're putting in. So I don't really think that there's like a red or a green flag for me.
There's not like any job a guy could have that.
I mean, maybe if it was illegal and like, you know, dangerous to me, then I would definitely think that's a red flag.
Mhm.
But other than that, no.
What about like someone who trying to think of something that could be a red
Because I
flag
think
for
people
some
have
women.
different goals. Like, if you're seeking out a husband that's gonna like provide for your family, you might like want them to have a certain income to provide and protect, but
Mm-hmm.
not everybody has that goal, and so, yeah, not for me.
Do you make content online?
Me?
Yeah, do you like do OF or anything like that? or-
I've like for fun, I've done like TikTok videos, but not that kind of videos. Just like
Yeah, but
you
no,
know.
you don't have OnlyFans.
No.
Okay. Would you? Okay, so the question is what job and degree? I think we'll just pick one of those. We'll do job is the either biggest red or green flag, and then he specifies for dating versus hookup.
Mhm.
But I just want to try to minimize this. So what job what job is the biggest red flag?
I think the biggest red flag would be a job where somebody is not being conscious about how their actions or behavior in their company or in their real life is affecting other beings on the planet. So if they're not being conscious of that and just being greedy, that's the biggest red flag for me.
What's the term for people that are? I'm blanking right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. You're a lobbyist. What about a lobbyist for the tobacco industry? Is that a red flag for you?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
not like a red flag. I guess I'm an open-minded person, but I'm definitely someone who, would want my partner to also want to be involved in a career path that is supportive of